Mistakes are okay as long as we learn from them. You may have heard someone say that, you may have said it yourself. And if you've heard some of my talks, you'll know that actually one of the kickers is the way that we are wired to view mistakes is often a barrier to actually learning from them in the first place, because we're wired to kind of feel shame, and we're wired to assume that a mistake is a sign that we're not learning or we're not trying hard enough. So the first kicker is, if we actually want to learn from our mistakes, we need to consciously change our mindset about what learning looks like. But today I want to take that another step further, and I want to introduce a different tool, and this is the debrief tool. Now, debriefing is something we did in the military all of the time. Every time you fly a mission, you do a debrief. And it's something I took for granted, but I realized that it might not be something that you do every day in your business. So I want to talk you through some golden rules of doing a team debriefing. I'm not talking about debriefing with the customer, that's a different beast. I'm talking about debriefing internally with your team to extract the learning from mistakes, or the little mistakes, or the things before they become mistakes, which we can achieve through debriefing. There are 5 golden rules. Number 1, we want to make it formulaic. So have a format that you follow every single time. Often it will be, continue, start, stop, for example. So have a format that you follow every time, make it formulaic. That takes some of the emotion away from it and means that we can think about things more objectively. Number 2, make it routine. Do it regularly, whether it's at the end of a week, at the end of every mission, end of every day, end of every month. Make it routine so that people get used to it. It becomes normalized so that people aren't freaking out when you go, let's do a debrief, and they go, oh my God, why are we doing the debrief? So make it routine. Number 3, we need to comment on observed facts and behaviors only. You do not know what someone was thinking when they did a certain thing. So we need to comment on what we can actually see, what we can actually observe. Which brings me on to number 4. Number 4 is assume positive intent, right? I've crashed quite a few helicopters, as you may know. I can guarantee there is no morning I have woken up and gone, today I'm going to crash a helicopter. The same is true for the people in your team. The people in your team want to do a good job. So if they have made a mistake, the chances are they didn't mean to, it was an honest mistake, and anyone else could have made the same mistake. And here is a really, really important point, because I know, in commercial, sometimes if someone makes a mistake, they can be fired. If you're in an organization that fires people that's made a mistake, that organization has just fired the person who has the most information about what's gone wrong and is most motivated to fix it. Okay, I'm not talking about willful negligence here, I'm talking about an honest mistake. So actually we need to assume positive intent, and so long as it is, that means anyone else could have made the same mistake. And so that's why we need to do a debriefing where everybody can talk about the lessons that they've learned. And the 5th one to consider in your debrief is asking a brave question. So a brave question is one that invites dissent or divergent thinking, and potentially it comes back on you. So if you're leading the debrief and you are the leader, it's going to be scary for people to say what they really think to you. So you can ask the question, okay, what would you say if I wasn't the boss? Or what am I missing? Or actually, if this project had been a failure, what would have been some of the reasons? So you're inviting that kind of criticism, even when it might feel like it doesn't need to be talked about, and you're inviting it back on you. So you're leading by example by asking a brave question. So those are 5 rules that can get you started on how to debrief. I recognize that it is a scary thing to do. So if you'd like support, if you want me to come and talk to your team about how to do this, get in touch. I would love to talk to you. Take care. Bye-bye.